Evenings around here never look exactly the same. With 4 kids, work, and farm life, our routine is never perfect. It's more of a rhythm than a checklist. I hope you'll spend the evening with us and find a little bit of inspiration for your own evening routine. Welcome back, friend. I have to apologize again today that my voice is still not quite back. So if I sound a little off, that is why. I'm just battling some seasonal allergies, I suppose. In today's video, I thought I would bring you along in our evening routine and share with you some things I do mostly every evening that helps me to not only close out the day with intention, but also set ourselves up better for tomorrow. Now, typically for me, an evening routine is cued by picking my kids up from school. But on Mondays here, we don't have school. So they are home working around the farm, making messes around our home, doing little projects here and there, and asking me for snacks about every 5 minutes. So I decided, I took it upon myself this afternoon to surprise them with some sourdough discard chocolate chip muffins, which is one of their favorites. I'll be sure to link this recipe for you in the description box below. It's not my own, just one I found on Pinterest at some point, and we've made it many times. My kids really always enjoy these. So I'm gonna put these together while we chat a little bit about evening routines. And again, like with anything in motherhood, life can just be unpredictable and routines change based on the ages of your children and the stages that you're in. So what I'm about to share with you about our evening routine this evening looks mighty different than another evening where we may be at the ballpark watching baseball. So just know that this isn't always exactly a strict routine that I follow, but more so some general habits that I like to establish in our regular routines. So I find that they help me not only close out the day with a little bit more intention, but also set ourselves up for more success tomorrow. Now, in these late afternoon hours, I am typically wrapping up my workday, finishing up those things I've prioritized to get done for the day so that I can shift into doing all of my home duties. Because as we know, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like from the time, probably about 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening to bedtime is the shortest window of time to get all of the things done for our family. So having a routine really helps me to get all the things done without feeling too rushed throughout the evening. Because I do want to try to be intentional and slow down a little bit, especially with my kids at home, have a little bit more time to focus on them. So I'm going to go ahead and feed my sourdough starter this afternoon because I'm going to whip together some bread since we will be home this evening. I think that is one bit of advice, is that if your life is like mine where you're not home every evening, maybe you're running to different extracurricular activities or sports, on the nights that you are at home, and I know they may be few, do something that will set you up for the rest of the week. So there's a few things I'm going to be doing tonight, like baking bread, for example, that will set me up better for food the rest of the week. That little bit of intentional preparation can go a really long way. As you can imagine, our evening routine can get a little chaotic around here with 4 kids running around and all the things to do. One thing that keeps me going in the evening is knowing that at the end of the night, I will get some me time for my self-care. And I always look forward to this part of the evening. It's like a little reward to myself. Definitely have been looking forward to using my products from Foreo, which happens to be the sponsor of today's video, and I can't wait to tell you more about them. Now, I wish I could tell you that skincare has always been a priority in my evening routine, but I have been prioritizing it so much more in my 30s. I'll tell you one thing I've learned about myself is that it is so much easier to follow through with the routine when you have some products to look forward to. I have been loving the Foreo FAQ 202. It is a new generation LED face mask. It has a silicone base, which makes it really comfy to wear, and it fits every face shape. It has 8 different wavelengths. All of those features aside, I have to say my favorite part is that I look like Supermom. My kids love it. So I love that while I'm working on having a better complexion and reducing those fine lines and wrinkles, I can go about my evening. I can read a book, I can lay in bed and watch TV, I can even do the dishes during the day. So it's very functional and lightweight, so I can wear it anytime, anywhere. I also love that the whole process is kind of a meditation in a way. You can download different treatments and it plays really relaxing music if you'd like in the background while it tells you a little bit about each of the phases and the colors of the LED and what it's doing for your skin. Now, for a couple months as well, I've been able to try out the UFO 3 from Foreo, and I also really love this little device. It is so relaxing. The treatments are so quick and simple. It's easy to do even when I'm in a hurry to get to bed. It's so relaxing as well because the little device not only heats up, but it also vibrates and changes colors for your skin as well. I have loved all of the different UFO masks, but probably my favorite is the Call It a Night one because it's so relaxing before bed. Using Foreo, I have noticed my skin has been more hydrated and my complexion and skin tone have been so much more even. I have really enjoyed all of the products from Foreo. I have a link in the description box below for you, plus a coupon code that will save you 30% off, and it's a stackable code, so that saves you 30% off on anything else that's already on sale on their website or any other promotions they have running. So a great deal for my viewers. Thank you again so much to Foreo for sponsoring today's video. On to my favorite part of the evening. Typically when we get home from school, we like to spend time outside, and we're getting into that time of the year where it's so nice here that it makes for wonderful evenings outside. A couple of summers ago, my husband and I invested in putting in a half basketball court, and I have to say, it's like a childhood dream of mine come true, but our kids also enjoy it. So it's a little bit of a mom and kid bonding time when we get outside to play a little bit of knockout. The swings are nearby and the birds are chirping. It's a good time. I guess my biggest tip here is to find something that just brings you joy. Some days I don't want to go shoot hoops when my son asks me, but as soon as I start, a smile comes across my face and I'm just having fun. And I think as moms, we tend to just get all the things done and forget that we should just go and have some fun. So find something that lights you up and make yourself go do it at times. Another thing that we do pretty religiously, regardless of the weather, is to get outside and go for a quick walk. Even in the winter when it's pretty cold, unless it's too cold for the kids to be out, I like to get the stroller out and take the kids for a quick walk. I also think it's a really good gratitude practice if you can go for a quiet walk and think about all of the things that you're grateful for, maybe say some prayers on your walk, and just notice the smallest things around you. That type of meditation and prayer can be an awesome way to close out the day. Now, of course, my family needs to eat this evening, so you know that dinner prep is a big part of the evening routine. And tonight I am fully making a meal, whereas on other nights I may need to quickly reheat some leftovers, have sandwiches ready to go, whatever it may be. But tonight we are home, so I am cooking, and I'm going to prep extra meat so that throughout the week when my husband's traveling, for example, I won't have to make a big meal when he's gone. I usually just prefer to do something quick and simple with the kids because, let's be honest, taking care of 4 kids by myself and getting them all to bed on time can be a little bit of a challenge at times. Tonight, I am using up some pork steak that we have in our freezer, and I've decided to just cube it up into bite-sized pieces. I wish I would have had more time to marinate it, but I didn't lay the meat out in time, so I thought it will quickly cook if I just cube it up and give it a nice little dry rub with some smoked paprika, cumin, salt, pepper, onion powder, oregano. You saw all the things there, but kind of a taco blend seasoning, if you will. And then I'm going to lay this down on parchment paper for an easy cleanup with some onions, mushrooms, and bell peppers that I had recently prepped. And we're just going to pop these in the oven for, 15 to 20 minutes until it's cooked through. And it is going to be a really easy sheet pan dinner, minimal cleanup, so that we can go about our evening routine in peace and have lots of leftovers. Now, one thing about today in particular is that my kids have been home all day long, and Although we try to tidy up as we go, we've been living here. So the house is kind of a wreck. And during this 15 to 20 minutes while dinner is baking, I like to do a quick tidy or cleaning of the kitchen before we eat dinner. That way, after we eat, all I really have to do is clean up the plates that we ate on. That is one huge tip that I have learned over the years, is just to clean as you go when you're in the kitchen. It makes such a big difference at the end of the day, mostly with my energy level. If after dinner, all I have to do is tidy up the dining room table basically and start the dishwasher, it's a lot less energy used up after I'm already exhausted. Now, it may sound silly, but having a reward at the end of that habit, like lighting a candle, really solidifies that habit. Now, if you've ever read James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, he discusses this in the 4-part habit loop about having the cue, a craving, a response, and a reward. So to me, the reward here is to have the clean kitchen and the candle lit, and that just kind of closes that habit loop. It can be highly motivating at this point for some reason. Now, we're going to finish out dinner with just a few salad ingredients. I have some romaine that really needs to get used up. So I cleaned out our refrigerator yesterday. That was my big project for that evening at home. And I also did some meal planning and grocery pickup. And I'll tell you what, if you want to save yourself some energy in an evening routine, just make a rough meal plan. If I come up with 4 to 5 dinners that I can make out of what we already have at home, I save myself so much brain power and energy throughout the week because I don't have to continually ask myself that dreaded question, what is for dinner? We are blessed on this particular night to all be together at the dinner table, although it doesn't always look like that on the nights we are home. We do try to make that a priority. Now, we are also going to work together and do some more evening farm chores around here. We have a bottle calf that needs to be fed, so I'm going to prep this for my sons while they do the other chores around the farm. And then we're going to finish up setting ourselves up better for tomorrow in the kitchen.
I never understood a word they said. Kept running in the woods alone instead. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Try to keep it up and standing tall.
Now, the other habit I have is closing down my kitchen every night. And this is one thing that's pretty much non-negotiable for me, especially throughout the week. I try to get all of the dishes out of my sink and in the dishwasher, get it started, and then prep something for tomorrow. Today, it is a little bit of sourdough bread that I have time to stretch and fold later this evening since we're around the house. But other nights, it may be something simple, like just, again, checking that meal plan and making sure everything's ready to go for the next day. I also try to do somewhat of a quick tidy in the dining room. Please don't look closely at the floor because I don't always get to the floor crumbs, but I do try to at least start off the day with a fresh dining room table. Flat surfaces are often under attack at our house, but who am I kidding? We have 4 little ones, and as you can see, our littlest is starting to get into everything. And so I am really trying to be intentional about also doing a quick tidy of our living spaces before bed. And this is one of these things where I have to take my own advice, set the timer for 15 minutes, maybe even 10, and just quickly put away the laundry, put away the toys. It makes such a difference for our mood in the morning. Okay, we're nearing that time of night where we need to really be intentional about settling down and getting some good sleep. So I like to kill the bigger lights in the evening and just turn on lamplight as much as possible throughout our home. Not only is that better for sleep and helpful in getting the baby settled down for her bedtime routine, but also it's just so much more cozy that way.
Why don't you stay, 'cause I could really use a friend. Stay, please stay, 'cause my heart really needs a man. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Stay here with me. I'm trying to make it up for my mistakes. But everywhere I turn, some hearts will break. Someone will end up getting hurt again. There's no need to play pretend.
All right, the evening is definitely winding down. Everyone's getting ready for bed, but we have to make a little bit of time for reading since we're at home tonight. So in our cozy little corner, we're going to read a few books and then get the kids off to bed. One thing I must do before I go to bed if I want to set myself up for the best possible day tomorrow is to lay out my clothes. Maybe tomorrow I'll actually wear something cute. A non-negotiable for me is to lay out my workout clothes, down to my socks and my shoes and even my ponytail holder, because I will argue my way out of any morning workout if I have the chance. Two more things I like to do before I go to bed is fill up my big water jug so that I'm prepared for first thing in the morning. And then I also plug in my phone in another room. That habit keeps me off of my phone, and it also makes me get out of bed to turn off my alarm clock in the morning. If you are prone to looking at your phone in bed, that habit is a game changer. You know, some nights around here I feel like it all gets done, and other nights we're lucky if we just shower and go to bed, and that's okay. It's not about perfection, it's all about the intentional habits. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, maybe about our morning habits, I'll be sure to link that video for you here. Thank you so much for spending the evening with us. I hope it left you inspired to look at your evening routine and create more peace tomorrow. Thanks as always for stopping by, and I hope to see you back here again very soon.